Hey, I Teach Your Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. Well, it is the video that I have been waiting to do since August of last year. And that is, it's planting day. Yeah, we are going to put some of our plants in their pots for the season. And it's about time. They are way overgrown. These are kind of my stock plants. These are the cuttings that we took last fall, and they are ready now to put in our hanging basket. So I have two baskets that we're going to build today. They're both going to be the same. I'm going to talk a little bit about them and kind of how they're put together and the variety choices and kind of the layout that I'm choosing. So let's bring you on in close, and we'll start taking a look at those baskets, and we'll see what we can put together. Now, if you see me looking back and forth, it's because I've got both things going. I've got the GoPro for the extended cut, and I got the phone for the YouTube channel cut. If you want to see the extended cut, the ones that go longer and have a lot more information, you're going to find those on my Patreon channel. Also on the Patreon channel, that's where you're going to find any of the thing on hybridization or crossbreeding of petunias. All of that stuff is, hybridization, crossbreeding, or propagation. All of that is going to move over to the Patreon channel because we've got big things in store and we're making some room in our content lineup for that. And so yeah, this is what we're going to work with today. So let's bring that pot up here, get you situated, and then we'll take a look and see what's going on. All right, let's make sure you can both see down in there. Perfect. I think that's a perfect angle for all of us. Okay, we're going to make sure that you can definitely see down in there. This is going to be our pot for the year. This is going to be the hanging basket container that we're going to use. So we're going to use something a little bit larger this year. Over the last couple years, I've been in here at this location in North Idaho. I've really struggled to keep my plants well watered throughout the summer months. You know, some of the plants are getting up to 4 waterings a day just for them to stay watered and not have any issues. So because of that, we're going to use a larger container. It's got more soil volume. We can water it just a little bit longer, and then we're going to just try to bring it down to 2 waterings and 1 fertilizing a day. So I've got that automatic fertilizer system that's going to pick up that third day. Other than that, my watering system will do once a day, 2 times a day, or 4 times a day. And 4 times a little bit too much, and 2 times is a little under that. So you get the idea. This is why we're going to use this size of container. Okay, so this size of container also is going to be perfect for 5 pots. So we're going to put 5 individual plants in there, and I'll kind of show you the layout using these containers here. You can kind of see why we stick with 5. So there's perfect spacing there. So we're going to put 1 plant in the center, 4 around the outside. Now, as we go into this summer, we're going to talk a little bit more about hanging basket design and how that goes. If you want to see other videos about hanging basket recipes or mixes, I have plenty of those on my YouTube channel when I was building baskets for our high school. But yeah, this is what we're going to look like. So 1 in the center, 4 around the outside. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to work from one side to the other when we plant it. And that's just going to make it easier for us to manipulate things. So this container is a 5-gallon container. It is a recycled container. So I did get it from another nursery out of their discard pile. So that's why it's kind of an odd size, and I'm going to be dealing with odd sizes. Where I'm located, there's no nursery supply up here, so I can't just go get the exact containers I want. I've just got to use what I can find. But hey, reduce, reuse, recycle. So we are reusing. So let's look at our first plant that we're going to put in here. So this is going to be Surfina Pink. So Surfina Pink veined. Okay. And we're mainly going to use this today because I have a lot of them I'd like to get off the table. And this is the blossom that we've got on Surfina Pink veined. And it's going to go really well with the other plant that we're going to plant in here. And we're going to use some contrast to make this basket into something that we like. Okay, so let's get these in here. So there's my tag. With these, there's a couple of tricks when we're doing this. So we're going to turn our pot over like that. You see I squeezed it twice and the pot fell free. Now, don't worry about the dead leaves. There's always going to be some dead leaves. I'm going to place this in here so that we have about 1 inch of freeboard. So it means we're going to add a little bit more soil. So as you see me adding this soil, you may ask yourself a question. Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts, what soil are you using? I'm glad you asked. This is Sunshine Mix number 4. It is available both at Lowe's and Home Depot or major garden centers. You can always ask them to bring it in. And it is the perfect mix of brand new materials. So it has sphagnum moss and it has perlite. So it's mainly a peat perlite mix. It has great water retention, and the perlite provides a lot of airspace for our plant. So they're going to perform absolutely best in this. All right, so we've got one plant in here. So this is on one side. We're going to work, like I told you, kind of diagonally across the pot. And where the majority of my growth is, I'm going to aim that towards the outside of the pot. Okay, so this is going to go towards the outside. I'm going to lift it up just a little bit using some of the soil from the center. Okay, I'm going to make sure that that's going to tuck over the other side. I'm going to come in here. We're going to grab another one of these. And these are all a trailing petunia. These will trail 5 to 6 feet long by the end of the summer. If you don't believe me, go back and see my videos from last year. Okay, so there we go. There is our next one here. All right, so now we need to have, before we put our last plant over here on this side, we need to kind of know what we're doing with the center of our basket. So one of the problems with modern petunias is they like to do all their foliage and their flowering down on the bottom 2/3 of the plant, which means in late season, it gets a little basket pattern baldness going up top. So it doesn't like to have leaves in the center. Everything's kind of died, and it will send out some shoots, but generally they go bald on top. So because of that, we want to put something that's more upright and mounding in the center of a basket full of trailing petunias. So that'll fill in this center gap. Now, I have one plant that we took cuttings of that's kind of a favorite of mine now, just because of its uniqueness. And the color is actually really similar to the pink vein. So it's gonna be a complementary color for the blossom. It's going to complement that very, very well because it's going to have the same hues in there, but it's going to offer contrast, but not through the blossom, through the foliage. And we're going to kind of play off of these two things where we've got lighter colors on the blossoms with a darker color blossom, and then darker color leaves with lighter color leaves. So what we're going to put in the center there is Glamoflage Grape, which is a variegated petunia. So this is going to be our central plant. We're going to put that right in there. Okay, there's that great contrast there. And now we need a little bit more soil. We're going to plant our last plant in here and build this up a little bit because I've been kind of borrowing away. We're going to put our last Surfina pink vein in there. Actually, I want to grab this one over here. Make this one a little bit better. That's better shape for what we're doing. Add all these branches to this side. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Now all we need to do is we're going to go in on the corners. We're going to come in here on the corners where there's gaps and spaces in between the pots, and we're going to fill our soil in there. It's really kind of hard for me to do that on the camera side, so I'm going to do it on this side, but I'll rotate the pot. So I'm using a hand to scoop under the foliage and gently lift up. That's going to allow me to get the soil in there without breaking or destroying any of my branches or leaves. So it's kind of a lift and tuck technique. So we're going to lift it up. We're going to tuck the soil underneath. And then I also like to go, after we're done potting, I'll go back through after it's been watered in and the soil's had a chance to settle. And I'll go back in and just kind of check my baskets to see if there's any gaps where the soil didn't go where I wanted it to. If we've got any other issues, I can work on those when the baskets are young before we get to a fully grown basket. Now, one of the things you might kind of wonder is why I'm doing such a huge basket. Well, I do heirloom or boutique style baskets. That's really kind of my family's trademark when it comes to hanging baskets. When we had the commercial greenhouse operation running, we were very well known for our baskets in the Portland metro area. So over in Oregon, we were outside of town, nice little farm outside of town, and we were very, very well known for our baskets. We picked material that we felt did best for our customers, and Mom and Dad did a lot of research. We did a lot of trials, and we made sure that when we made a basket, it was something that we knew would perform for our customers, because our customers are the most important. You know, it's not necessarily where it's going to be easy to transport or anything like that. We chose it because it's going to be easy for our customer to grow, and it's going to be a phenomenal, fantastic basket that customer will appreciate. There we go. That is a monster basket. Well, there we go. There is one of our hanging baskets for this year. These are going to go right out in front of my house. So I like the long trailers. I'm not going to put the sweet potato vine in these this year. The sweet potato vine's not quite ready. We'll use it in some other containers. But we're just going to do kind of a straight petunia basket this year. So using Glamoflage grape and Surfina pink vein. I think it's going to be a great combination. And with this massive size baskets, it should make a phenomenal large basket and then be rather resilient and resistant to low watering conditions if that happens. So it's not going to die if I forget to water it one day. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me build this basket for this year. And of course, we'll do updates and follow-ups as we go through so that you can see that basket as she grows. Yeah, pretty happy. Yeah, in upcoming videos, we're going to make the hanger that goes with this too, because this is a nursery container for the ground, but we'll get to that. Anyway, as always, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed Ag Teacher Thoughts.